I know it's going. When you have the red dot there, you're good? Oh, it is. Okay, great. Hi, this is Renee. I'm going to go through how to put together an offer. You've been working with a buyer and they finally decide they want to buy a house. Now what do you do? There's really two different forms you could use. You could go directly to the purchase and sales agreement, or you could use the letter of intent, otherwise known as an offer form. And call up an offer form for a single family, and you can see here you want to put in receive from buyers, and just start filling out this form. Put in your buyer name, the buyer address, the amount that they're offering, and the property to be purchased. So this top part is pretty straightforward. Most people start getting thrown off by the next section and want to know what that deposit should be. How much are they going to put down as an earnest money deposit? What's the standard? And my answer is it depends. If someone's making a cash offer, you want the deposit to reflect that. Probably 5 to 10% of the purchase price. If, however, they're going and they're getting 100% financing through RIMFAX, the odds are they don't have a lot of money. Putting a deposit of $500 to $1,000 is sufficient. The point of it is to indicate to the seller that the buyer has put something on the line that they would not want to lose. This credit section right here, if you want the seller to credit your buyer closing costs, prepaid, this is the place to put that in. Then you go down, closing to be on or before. Put in a date, or you can just put in there negotiable as it is. The rest of it is talking about how everything's going to get prorated at the closing. If there are any outstanding assessments, circle either buyer or seller or both. Perhaps they'll be splitting it, in which case you circle both. The mortgage contingency. Subject to a buyer obtaining a how many year mortgage? 15 years, 30 years is typical. Then on the next line, circle what kind of mortgage it is. Conventional, if it's a VA loan, an FHA, rural housing, or other. If it's cash, that's where you want to put in cash. Circle other and then fill in cash in very big letters because it's a big deal. Put in the mortgage amount, a maximum rate, 4.5 perhaps. But now I think that's actually, I think we're at 4.25. You want this mortgage to be the worst mortgage that they would still go forward with the deal. So if they can't get this, they'll walk away. This mortgage commitment date is very important. It's probably the most important date. It's more important than the closing date. The closing date can slip a little bit. Mortgage commitment date cannot without putting in an extension. To make sure that you get a good date in there, talk to their loan officer to make sure that it's a date that they can hit. Typically, it's 2 weeks before the closing. Inspections. The inspections these days are all within 10 days of executed sales agreement, so you don't really have to do much with that. It's already spelled out. Personal property that you want to have conveyed with at the sale. Just circle the ones that apply, or if there's something else in there, put it in other. Additional provision. I'm trying to think of something you would want to put in there, perhaps a repair that you see right away, or it's on the disclosure that you want to have them fixed prior to closing. You put that in additional provision. And then have the buyer sign it. And there you go. And close this down and open up a little offer checklist. Before you send that offer off to the listing agent, double check that that offer packet has everything in it. You want the offer form that we just filled out or the P&S, You need a deposit check, either $100, which is typical to go along with the offer, or perhaps the entire earnest deposit. Initial seller's disclosure and lead disclosure. Not all offers are going to have these. Some listings don't have disclosures. For example, a bank sale, a disclosure, estate. Make sure you include a mortgage pre-qualification letter or a proof of funds if it's cash. Include page 2 of the agency disclosure, the mandatory Rhode Island agency disclosure, which indicates to the listing agent that you are indeed working with that buyer. And then finally, a disclosure of personal interest or family relationship if that's applicable. Next one up, we have a letter out there that is just some verbiage that you can use. You can attach it to the letter, you can put it in an email, you can edit it to your heart's content, or come up with your own wording. And then finally, an offer negotiation form. Once you put in that offer, hopefully you'll just simply get an acceptance. Usually what happens is it goes back and forth, like playing a tennis game. And this form helps you keep track of what back and forth offers you did. All these forms can be found on Agent Resources right here in Working with Buyers. Right under Making an Offer, putting together an offer. I have a couple of different offer letters out there, single family, multifamily, condominium, or land, offer packet checklist, negotiation form, and that cover letter. If you have any problems, give me a buzz. Thank you. Okey-dokey? So perfect. So the first thing, stop the recording. And then you can end meeting. And then, no, it came out. Okay. End meeting. Settings to the address below. Well, here you would take them to the agent. But what you want to do with this is, if you're setting up a meeting beforehand, you put this in the invitation. So you'll set that up. And now everybody's on. You're off. But